Taylor bring you highlights and analysis from today's game. Jaguars Postgame, presented by Florida Home AC, is brought to you by Farah and Farah, Baptist Health, and by TIAA Bank. Now, to get things started, here's JP Shadrick.
And welcome in. It's Jaguars Postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Final score, Jaguars 27, Raiders 20. The Jaguars snap a 5-game losing skid. They improved to 3-6 on the season. The Raiders are now 2-6. The Jags had a 17-0 deficit in the game. Found a way to slow down Davante Adams, or he dropped a few and cooled off, let's say, in the second half. The Jaguars offense found their footing and got over the top in this game. A little tight towards the end of the fourth quarter in the final few minutes, but they finished the game today and got it done. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor, and everybody's happy today. Fred, how are you?
I'm good, JP. Much better when everyone's happy. Just seeing the crowd upstairs. We've been saying it throughout the course of the season. Find a way to win the game. They have so many near close scoring games where just a play or two here or there will determine if you win or lose. Today they were able to muster out, that play. Even though they scared us a bit there at the end, at the 3-minute mark, after the missed field goal, the defense went out there and they played lights out to to push it to the end. Even the offense in their 4-minute drill, making the Raiders use all of their timeouts and running the clock out. So big shout out to those guys, man, for finding a way to win in 60 minutes of football.
Yeah, it didn't look great at the half, but getting that score to cut it to 20-10 was important. Said they had to come out and score right away. But then when they did, defense forced the Raiders into punt, turnover on downs, and the last one, you can call it a turnover on downs. Officially, it was a fumble recovery on the multilateral play. But the defense pitching a shutout in the second half. And, the offense responding with the go-ahead score that came just as they started the fourth quarter. But then drove them down in scoring position again, and they missed the field goal. So the offense got the job done. Defense kept responding. They moved the ball when they needed to, Fred, and it felt like it's almost better to win it this way. We've won a couple comfortable games, the Jaguars have, right? I mean, honestly, this team has not, in any game which they've been challenged, been able to come out on top, and they were challenged big time. They could have packed it in the first half today, but they did not.
Yeah, I think it's just collective effort, Mike. Offense, defensively, they found a way to get it done. They ran the ball well when they needed to. They stepped up and made the plays defensively when they needed to. And I think JP, you mentioned Davante Adams. He had 9 catches on 9 targets in the first half.
Right.
In the second half, he had 1 catch for 0 yards on 8 targets. That's just shut down.
Yeah.
I mean, as a defender, you have to be excited to be able to leave this game and say, man, we completely shut this dude out in the second half.
Yeah, I'd say I'm with JP. A couple of drops I thought in there and a couple of off-target passes by Carr where he had him. But down the stretch, when it mattered the most,
hit him in the hands.
He was blanketed.
Right.
I mean, and you had defenders on him, forcing Carr to throw it out of bounds.
That's right.
Right. Just really quick, Mike, going back to the touchdown, the one-on-one versus Tyson. Tyson had pretty good coverage.
He was practically inside his jersey.
It's the pros.
Right?
I like that, inside his jersey. Yeah, man, you got to make the play, though. But, man, big shout-out to those guys. They found a way to keep them scoreless. They scoreless in the second half.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Shut them out.
Man, shout-out to the defense.
Needed it.
No doubt about that. You mentioned the offense and the defensive performance, but special teams. Jamal Agnew was back in the lineup today, and he had a 52-yard kickoff return to begin the second half, and that set up the touchdown to get them within 3 and gave this team a lot of momentum. Yes, they had the points right before halftime on the field goal, but that play kind of changed the energy in the whole place.
It did. I remember at one point in the first half, JP, I'm like, Agnew, you're 3 yards deep. Why are you taking it out to the 9-yard line? But then he turns around, and he makes his play. I just think he was a little antsy having been out for a few weeks, and he wanted to do something to help this team, and he did. You know, that's the reason they have him. That's the reason they've held on to him. He's just a playmaker, and hopefully he can stay healthy and continue to make plays like this that set them up.
Yeah, I mean, he made a nice play, and it did give him momentum. You could tell they were very fired up about it, but if you don't cash that in, that goes away quickly, right? And then the Raiders all of a sudden get momentum from that because they've given up a big play, and if they stand tall, so the Jags able to go on a 9-play, 45-yard drive, punctuated by the touchdown. Didn't settle for the field goal, didn't mess around. Saw a lot of handoffs inside the 5-yard line today, guys, as a matter of fact.
And they had a holding call at the 1-yard line that pushed them back.
And honestly, I don't complain about the I don't think the refs are out to get them, but I thought that was a terrible call.
Either way, they overcame it.
They did. No, you're right. They overcame it, but I just still hated that call. I thought Sheriff just manhandled his guy, and that's just the result looked bad, but whatever. You know, I mean, look, we've been sitting here for 5 weeks saying they're going to make mistakes even when they win, right? And if you win, though, you can go, all right, yeah, had a bad penalty here, had a drop here, had this, had that, but they overcame it, which you haven't been able to do in these games.
I like the theme, Mike. I like the setup. I like that you're charting how often they're running the ball inside the 5.
Fred, I always thought they should only run the ball with you inside the 5-yard line back in the day.
Or Stacey Mack. I don't know.
No, that wasn't my call. Okay, that wasn't my call.
But no, I definitely paid attention to that too. And, I think it helped their red zone scoring offense. And hopefully we can see a lot more of it.
Let's take a timeout. We'll come back. Plenty ahead. Bucky Brooks standing by outside the Jaguars locker room. We'll hear from head coach Doug Peterson after he visits with the media. And plenty more ahead after a Jaguars victory at long last. 27-20 the final. Jaguars over the Raiders. This is Jaguars postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Are your heating and cooling costs extremely high? Do you want to extend the lifespan of your heating and cooling system investment? If so, Florida Home Air Conditioning is ready to help you save some money. Schedule your annual AC or heating system tune-up today with Florida Home Air Conditioning for only $59. Florida Home Air Conditioning, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 855-FLA-HOME.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
How far should we go? When it comes to the health of children, we will stop at nothing, focusing on prevention as much as cures, working with community leaders, educators, policymakers to make every child's world a place for them to thrive, going to the nth degree and beyond. Nemours Children's Health, well beyond medicine. Join the journey.
All right.
Doug, just how big was the win, in your opinion?
Huge. We're just looking for one more point, right? We're just looking for, guys to make plays. We're just looking for opportunities, and I think all of that came true today in this game, and this is a great team win.
What'd you see out of Trevor today?
You know what? I thought he played solid. He played within himself. Really managed the offense, the situations, made some tough throws, got out of some tough throws, got out of some, sack situations, ran hard, second half, third downs, making some big throws there, and just took a step in the right direction, and that's all you can ask from your quarterback.
Hey, Doug, what was the message at halftime for Devontae Adams, and how impressed are you with what you guys did in the second half, holding him to one catch for 0 yards after he really had his way with you guys early on?
Yeah, I mean, the first half, obviously he had some big plays there, and we just regrouped really at halftime. I don't think there were a ton of changes. Quite frankly, the guys were in position in the second half, and that's part of what we're trying to teach these guys here, and how to win and to stay within themselves, just do their job, and in the second half they did that, and we got great pass rush. We had our chances at some interceptions, we got to work on that obviously, but just a really good defensive performance in the second half.
Doug, you're down 17-0 in a lot of scenarios. There could have been panic, but this team that you elected to stay with the run. Just your thought there, and what did you learn about this team that, in some cases, it could have gone south, but obviously that wasn't what happened.
Yeah, it's interesting. When you're in games like this, you look at that opening drive and really went down the field. Mix of run, mix of play pass. Obviously, we had the miscued fumble. There were some opportunities even after that. We didn't get off the field. We gave up the big touchdown, to Devontae there. So it wasn't like we were far off, right? Our guys had a lot of confidence on the sideline. Coaches, we stuck to the game plan and really just trusted our players, honestly, and just kept putting them in those situations to be successful. Didn't ask Trevor to, do anything other than what he's been coached to do. And can you do that all the time? I don't know if you can, but today it worked, and proud for the guys.
Doug, a win like this, you talk so much about learning how to win. Is this the first step in that, or is this something that just kind of validates everything you've been saying to them, and can you put too much emphasis on it? Well, I mean, you don't want to put too much emphasis on wins and losses, but this is a step in the right direction. We've been really close, as you guys know, over the course of the season, and it's great to see our team finish. It's great to see our defense finish offensively in the second half, make plays. I mean, just special teams, the great return to start the second half. It's all steps in the right direction, right? And it's something now that we can build upon. Guys have that feeling, kind of the taste in their mouth, and we just got to capitalize and keep improving. DeJuan Smoot, the game he had today, especially coming up big late, how big was that for him? It was big. It was big. I mean, he's a great player, and he's got tremendous skill and ability, and somebody that we lean on heavily, to get after the passer, and he did a nice job. Did a great job of just sticking to his game plan and making some big plays, especially here at the end.
Doug, back here. Will Brown, WJCT News. Real fast, this is the third straight game that you all have led in the fourth quarter, and you were able to come away with a victory today. What specifically were some things that your team did today, taking from the lessons from the last 2 weeks and applied them here today? I think it's just a matter of just continuing to, build on the game plan that was giving us success in the second half. Trevor was in a good spot. The running game was in a good spot, and we just had to continue. We couldn't. My mindset in those situations is you still got to be aggressive and get first downs. Right, the game's not necessarily over. You're only up 4 at the time, and you still got to get first downs and try to score as many points as you can. And so that's always going to be, the mindset late in the game, especially in games like this. And it was really good for our guys to, finish this game that way, and really for Riley to, I know he missed the one, but he come back and hit a bigger kick, in my opinion, there at the end. Just goes to show I think how this team is really embracing each other. They're taking the coaching to the field, and just a great sign of that.
How important today was it to get ETN that kind of workload to show that he can be the bell cow back?
Well, I mean, we know obviously that he's going to be the guy. So we just gotta continue to find ways to get him touches, in this game and really every game moving forward. As a staff, we got to be smart in how much we use him. I don't want to wear him out, but at the same time, we're going to keep, using him in situations to be successful. He made some tough runs in the second half. He's still learning. That's the thing that I'm excited. He's still learning how to run the football, and where to run it sometimes. But he's got so much talent that you hate for him to come off the field, especially in moments of crunch time.
Hey, Doug, right here. You rotated Trey Herndon and Montarg Brown a lot this game. What went into the decision to do that, and what did you think about how the rookie did today?
Yeah, I thought, the reasoning obviously is in situations like this where, to get Buster some opportunities to play, and get him comfortable with the way, the way he can play. And it's really nothing against Trey. It's just a matter of having everybody available. And I thought both those guys did a nice job. Buster in particular made some plays.
and it'll be really good for him to go back and watch this film tomorrow and really grade himself and just to see overall how well he played and if there were anything that he might have left out there on the field.
Doug, Trevor coming off maybe his toughest game, to respond how he did down 17-0 with, as you said, just third down pass after third down pass. What does that mean for him?
I think it just boosts confidence, and it's everything that we talk about, with him and how, how he can play. And it takes moments like this, it takes games like this for young players to really understand, kind of sometimes what the coach is talking about, a little bit. And he was able to do that. It was great to see him do that. He was in a great frame of mind all game. Never once did he, show any signs of panic or wavering, nothing like that. He showed a lot of confidence and as play caller, you still want him to, have the ball in his hands because, at the time, I think especially in the second half, he, those third down throws, he was hot and wanted to, get him opportunities to finish the game as well on offense.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The Raiders are now 2-6. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Fred Taylor. And Doug Peterson has just finished with the media here at TIAA Bank Field. He'll walk down the hallway and visit with Bucky Brooks. We'll have that conversation for you coming up. A relief for this Jaguars team. They were so close over the last few weeks, Fred. Finally got one done today. A full team effort to get it done, some complimentary football. The offense struggled early. Defense did too. They figured it out.
Yeah, they did figure it out. But I'm sure every guy in that locker room will come back and say it wasn't good enough. They're going to look at the tape and they're going to say there are a lot of things that we could have done better. Starting from the defensive side. From a pressure standpoint and getting after the quarterback and Carr, there are a few opportunities to capitalize on some poorly thrown balls by Carr. Cisco with an INT drop.
Oh, man.
Then late, and that was at a decent point in the game. Tyson, they had a tip ball drop by Williams, and Tyson probably should have came away with that interception.
All right, let's go down the hallway, and Bucky Brooks standing by with, I'm sure, a happy head coach, Doug Peterson. Bucky?
Coach, much different circumstances now. A little more excitement. We get the win. How's everything? To come back from 17 down, that's a huge step in the right direction for the team.
Bucky, I think it just shows a sign of maturity with this football team. The guys didn't panic. It was huge for us when you can get those 10 points, particularly that field goal, right before half to go down 20-10. And then for the offense to come right out and go down and get 7 points, and I think in back-to-back possessions, I think is huge. And it just, I think it's, are we there? No, but at the same time, it's a step in the right direction that we can all learn from. There's a lot of great performances out there. We learned how to finish. We've talked about that a lot in the last couple of weeks, and guys did a nice job of doing that.
It's funny. A couple of weeks ago, we had talked about defensively just kind of figuring out how to play with what you have. It appeared to play a little more zone, keep the ball in front. They rallied and tackled, and it appeared that they got better and better as the game went on. Have you worked on the defense in terms of just talking about that? Guys, we can just play within the 20s.
That's something as coaches, when you put a staff together, right, and you're coming in to an organization for the first time, you have all these great ideas, right? Offensively, defensively, special team, you have all these great ideas, and then somewhere you kind of go, wow, I don't know if we should be doing that, right? We need to do something different. Maybe our personnel is not what we thought it was going to be. We need to change gears. Use the strengths of players, right? Let's coach the strengths of players, not the weaknesses of players, right? And what do our players do well? And I'm talking offense, defense, special teams. What do they do well? And let's put them in those situations. So if it means playing more zone coverage, keeping things in front, I mean, we see a ton of zone on offense, and teams want to keep everything in front and rally and make tackles. And I think that's what we saw today is possibly just that, and just understanding our strengths, weaknesses of a football team on both sides of the ball, and then using those, to put game plans together and then watch our guys succeed today.
It's funny because then on the other side of the ball, the last few weeks, Travis Etienne has kind of become a bigger household name in terms of being a runner and doing those things? Does it make you shift gears in terms of on offense? Do you maybe run it through Travis and then let Trevor find his way and get his confidence, and then he comes as the compliment?
Well, and I think that's to the point, is understanding, the strength of our players, and if you can do things through the run game, and maybe that it is ETN or Hasty or Snoop, obviously, but if we can do things in the run game, that is it's going to help it helped our play action pass today, especially in the first half, and it just opens things up for your quarterback, and it kind of calms guys down a little bit, and I think that's a nice recipe for obviously a chance to win. And today I think all three phases had a hand in this victory. I mean, with the great return, start the second half, and offense goes down. We overcame a penalty late, deep in the red zone for a touchdown and things like that. And then the defense here at the end, finishing, keeping balls in front. I mean, it's just something that we can really build on, I think, as we move forward.
Okay, last thing before I let you go. And thinking about building it, the way you had to finish it off, you had to overcome a missed field goal, you had to deal with the penalty and all those things. Does that stuff give you more confidence, though, when you do it the hard way and you finally win it?
It does. It does. And again, I still think we do things the hard way. But that's okay. That's okay, because they're great moments to teach and great moments to learn from. It was awesome. 2-3 weeks ago, maybe we don't win that game. Maybe something happens late in the fourth quarter and they go score whatever. But this is kind of a turning point for our guys, I think, and maybe even for the coaches, to really understand let's put our guys in position to be successful. Maybe we don't have to ask Trevor to do everything. Let's lean on all the guys, all the pieces on offense, and same way on defense. And I think today was a sign of that.
It is a sign of that. Let's see if we can get another one next week in Kansas City.
Yes, sir.
All right, Bucky, thank you very much. With the head coach, Doug Peterson, just outside the Jaguars locker room. The final score, 27-20, the Jaguars over the Raiders. We'll take a timeout. Plenty more ahead. The highlights, more from Fred Taylor and Mike Dempsey as well. Jags win it. They improved to 3-6 with a 27-20 win over the Raiders. It's Jaguars postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Are your heating and cooling costs extremely high? Do you want to extend the lifespan of your heating and cooling system investment? If so, Florida Home Air Conditioning is ready to help you save some money. Schedule your annual AC or heating system tune-up today with Florida Home Air Conditioning for only $59. Florida Home Air Conditioning, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 855-FLA-HOME.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-88557.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Headquartered in Jacksonville, Florida, CSI Companies partners with leading organizations across the country to deliver workforce solutions. As a proud sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars, CSI crafts personalized operations to fuel the success of businesses, both big and small. Whether it's finding the right talent for a job or seamlessly managing a project from start to finish, CSI has over 3 decades of experience in getting the job done. This is your workforce solutions reimagined. Visit CSICompanies.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Justin Timnary, Florida's culinary ambassador. If you've enjoyed preparing fresh from Florida recipes, then you're going to love the Fresh from Florida Club. As a member, you'll be able to search and save delicious recipes, create custom menus, and ask me your cooking questions. Each month, you'll also get a list of what's in season, so you can make your family the freshest meals possible. It's free and easy to sign up. And best of all, you'll be supporting Florida's farmers, ranchers, and fishermen. Join the club at followfreshfromflorida.com today.
Hey Jaguars fans, are you ready to talk some trash? Well, nobody talks trash quite like Waste Pro, the official waste service and recycling partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Specializing in residential and commercial solid waste and recycling collection, processing, and disposal, Waste Pro is equipped to handle all your recycling and garbage removal needs. For service, call 904-731-7288. Waste Pro, caring for communities and caring for Jacksonville.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Final score in Week 9, Jaguars 27, Raiders 20. Foye Oluokun and Doug Peterson, part of the Locker Room Report presented by Baptist Health and the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute, the official sports medicine provider of the Jaguars. Let's get to the highlights from this game. The Jaguars had some early struggles. The opening Jags possession after a Vegas 3-and-out. Jaguars on offense and moving the ball. They were inside the 30-yard line of the Raiders. JaMycal Hasty in the game, and he coughed it up.
Now they motion him back, and they toss it to the right, and that ball's on the ground. They tried to toss the ball to JaMycal Hasty, but it got on the ground, and it is a fumble at the 29-yard line, and it looks like the Raiders have recovered it. Max Crosby, the play was not really very efficient. Hasty never had it. It's a fumble, and the Raiders take over at their own 29-yard line.
So that's Frank Frangie on the call. Of course, the ensuing drive, the Raiders get down the field. They had a couple holding calls they overcame, and then Carr hit Davante Adams for a long score.
They send a fifth. Fires along the left side. That ball is going to be caught by Davante Adams for the touchdown. He beat Tyson Campbell. And the Raiders strike first at TIAA Bank Field.
Campbell was right on his hip, inside his jersey, as Mike said earlier, basically, and threw it right past his ear, and a fantastic catch by Adams into the end zone. 25-yard score, 7-0. Raiders at that point. Jags go 3-and-out. Raiders add a field goal, 10-0. Jags go 3-and-out again. The Raiders are back on offense. Carr is throwing it all over the field to different guys. And, of course, guess who? Davante Adams for a second time.
They play fake. They fake the reverse. Now looking all kind of time. Throwing deep. Davante Adams is wide open. There was nobody within 20 feet of him. He walks into the end zone for the easiest touchdown he will score all year. Touchdown Raiders.
Did the fake end around and then held the ball on his hip and then waited for him to run open between four defenders, and he was wide open by about 10 yards. 38-yard score. 17-0 Raiders with the lead. But the Jaguars got off the deck late in the second quarter and got down the field. 10 plays, 75 yards, and Travis Etienne from a yard out.
High snap, he handles it to give to Etienne toward the goal line. Touchdown! A 1-yard touchdown run. The signal was given touchdown. Now the Raiders are saying he's not in there, but the line judge on the far side said touchdown.
It is a touchdown, extra point good, 17-7. Jaguars trailing at that point. Carlson hit a 38-yard field goal for the Raiders, 20-7, 13-point lead. And then the Jaguars, right before the half, got a Riley Patterson field goal of 44 yards to cut the lead down to 10. So a 20-10 halftime lead for the Raiders. On to the second half, and the opening kickoff return. Jamal Agnew took it 52 yards and set up the Jaguars on a short field. 9 plays later, it's Christian Kirk for 6.
Dropping, it's a blitz. Trevor fires right corner of the end zone, caught for the touchdown! Trevor Lawrence to Christian Kirk for the score!
Extra point good, 20-17. The Jaguars back within 3, and then the Jags defense took over. They forced a punt. Jags offense back out there, 12 plays, 82 yards. This the go-ahead score.
They snap it quickly, they pitch it to the right. This is Etienne, inside the 5, into the end zone! Touchdown! A touchdown run by Travis Etienne, and Jacksonville has taken the lead.
Extra point good, 24-20. Jaguars had the lead. The Jags defense continued. They forced a punt after a 9-play drive. Jaguars, 5 plays. They had to punt it back to them, starting from their own 9-yard line on that drive. Ended up punting it back. Jags defense forces a 3-and-out. And then Riley Patterson, after the Jaguars started from their own 18, the Jags get into field goal range. A 41-yarder hit the right upright, no good. The Jaguars still led 24-20 at that point. Jags defense forced a turnover on downs on 4 plays and got off the field. The Jaguars back on offense, back in field goal range. They give Riley Patterson another opportunity, and he hits a 48-yard field goal. 27-20, Jaguars with the lead. So Vegas had the ball with 1:03 left from their own 25-yard line. Smoot gets a sack, got another sack, and then Lloyd recovered a fumble officially as the Raiders started lateraling the football a couple times. Jaguars take over, kneel down. Final score 27-20 over the Raiders. Up next, the ViStar final stats. More from Fred Taylor and Mike Dempsey as well. The Jaguars win it 27-20. It's Jaguars postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network. At ViStar Credit Union, you inspire them to go the extra mile to meet your financial needs. That's why they offer Jaguars fans more banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. Their team is also dedicated to making the communities they serve stronger, volunteering their time and talents while donating millions to local nonprofits. ViStar Credit Union, ViStarCU.org. Go Jags!
You're beyond busy. Between work and the kids, the dogs and the cat, let us help. With Publix Delivery powered by Instacart, you'll get the items you need from the store you know. Just shop online, select the time you'd like your order delivered, and grocery shopping is done, giving you more time to take care of everything else.
Publix Delivery, powered by Instacart. Visit Publix.com/delivery to shop now. That's Publix.com/delivery. Item prices vary from in-store prices. Service fees may apply. Available in select zip codes. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Everyone circle up. I know it looks rough out there. Sure, we're down 24-6, but we came here to play differently. We need a game changer. Something like Ring Central, the business phone system that's more than a phone. I want you to communicate like you can talk to anyone, anywhere, all from the same app. Now get out there and play like
How are y'all doing?
So, Trevor, just, after really a month of close games and not being able to finish at the end, how did it feel to make that one kind of happen where the last couple happened?
It felt great. I mean, I think just even the way we had to win to kind of get out of this rut. Down 17-0 in the first half. And just had to overcome a lot. And it really took all phases. I think every part of our team made some huge plays. Offensively, made some big plays, big stops. Defensively, obviously, special teams did a great job. Ag in the return game, Riley making that kick at the end, all of that. I mean, every phase played a part. And I think that's what makes it great, too. It's not like, the offense or the defense had to carry us for this one. It was just everybody playing together. Nobody panicked when we got in that hole early. And it feels good to win one.
Doug's talked about the need to find a way to learn how to win and maybe even learn how not to lose. Do you think this can be maybe a launching point for you guys or a spark of now we figured out how to win these close games?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's what you hope for, and I think that's something that we definitely learned, and I think more so kind of getting over that hump as far as just that feeling of being able to win this close games, and especially, like I said, being down 17-0 early. There was really no panic. No one. I mean, we knew we were going to win that game. We just had to, it was kind of go time at that point. At the end of the first half, put together a scoring drive on offense. Defense, we get the ball back. At the kind of the middle 8 we talk about, the end of the first half, beginning of the second half, get the ball back with 45 seconds and kick a field goal, and then come out and score first possession of the second half, and then from there, defense stoned them in the second half. So really just playing complementary ball. Obviously, not every play is going to go your way. There was plays today, both sides of the ball, that the other team made. We had a turnover early when we were driving in the red zone, and obviously you don't want that, and we'll learn from that one. But that's stuff's going to happen in games, and you got to find ways to overcome them. And I think that was the coolest thing is we found ways to overcome them today. It's not like we played perfect, but we found a way to win. So.
What made you think when you're down 17-0, we're going to go win that game? Because teams with a 5-game losing streak down 17, that doesn't happen very often.
And just the belief. I think the whole energy this week. We kind of knew we had to go get this one this week. Obviously, you don't try to put more pressure on yourselves than you need to, but everybody knows that. Where we're at right now in our season. we really gotta turn this thing around and get some wins. So we felt that and just had a lot of confidence in our prep. And I know offensively, obviously, we didn't score first 3 possessions, but I mean, honestly, it wasn't really anything they did that stopped us. We just kind of shot ourselves in the foot. And obviously, they made the play, but so we knew offensively once we could just eliminate some of those errors early and keep a drive going, we were going to be fine. We thought our plan was great, and you could see today everybody we were rolling, so it was awesome.
Trevor, talk about the work of the offensive line, because you look so comfortable back there today. They kept you clean for the most part.
Yeah.
Tell us about, was that the best game you've seen them play in front of you?
Shoot, they've played. I wouldn't necessarily say that just because there's been a lot of games this year where I think they've played great. Pretty much every game I feel like they've played good enough for us to win, and just pass game, run game, all those things. The guys up front, that's where it starts. Both sides of the ball. I mean, that's where the game's won, and obviously they had some really good players on the edges, and that was a challenge for us this week. And really just seeing those guys step up like they do every week was awesome to see. And yeah, it was great. I thought we handled it well. They're gonna, like I said, it's never gonna be perfect. That team is paid to play too, and they're gonna make plays. But just kind of battling through the adversity was awesome.
Trevor, over here. What does it say about your ability to bounce back? How important is that for a young quarterback? You know, you didn't play as well as you wanted to last week, but then to come out and play the way you did today, how is that important for you, confidence, and then just, development-wise?
Just a part of growing. Some of the guys in the field, some of the Raiders guys are like, man, why you got to get the ball out so fast? Like, I've had to learn the hard way, So I've learned my lessons. That's still a lot more I'm going to learn in years to come and games to come, all those things. It's a growing experience. But I think just for my confidence, for the team's confidence, just for us to be able to bounce back as a whole and go and win this game, especially under the circumstances that we were in early, I think it says a lot about myself, but also just this whole team. We got a bunch of fighters and guys that aren't going to quit. And same thing, like I told you guys, we started 2-1 and won those 2 games back to back, and we're playing great. It doesn't really matter what other people say. It's always about us, and that's what Coach has been saying to us. And obviously, we've had some ups and downs this season, but it's a long season. So we're just looking forward to being able to, hopefully ride this momentum and use this juice this week. Obviously, we got a big game in Kansas City. Great challenge for us, so we'll enjoy it today, and we'll get back to work tomorrow.
Hey, Trevor, talking to Dewey in the locker room, he described it as everybody had to kind of surrender to what's going to happen. Not surrender like give up, but just surrender to things are going to happen and we have to react. Number 1, do you agree with that assessment? Number 2, for you as a quarterback, how difficult is that to be thinking of a million things, but also be like, okay, I'm going to take it as it goes?
Yeah, I mean, Dewey's been an awesome voice in our locker room. Some of the stuff he's shared with us has been really good, and he's right. I mean, this game, you can't play tight. You can't be worried about the next play. You can't be worried about what happened the last play. It's just that specific moment and doing that over and over again for the whole game. And I think that's what you saw today. You're not going to win every single moment, but if you can flip the page and go to the next one and forget the last one, that gives you the best shot to win. And I think our whole team did that today. Obviously, there's plays you're always going to leave out there, and you learn from those. But that's huge. Just not playing tight, playing loose, just being yourself. And I think most or all the guys did that today, so it was fun.
Have you felt like there's been moments leading up to today that maybe you yourself played a little bit tight, or maybe you didn't immediately go to the next page at times, and so maybe this was growth today?
Yeah, I think there's not always, but a lot of times there's plays, and there's a series of plays or a few plays that you string together where you feel like you might have been thinking about the last one, or you feel like you didn't move on quick enough from the last play, if it was a good play, bad play, whatever it was, and just trying to. That's what on the offense we talk about a lot, is just each play is its own play, and just moving on to the next one every time. That's what we talk about with the guys up front, and we kind of remind each other throughout the game, next play. So, that's the key, and it's easier said than done, but you kind of saw today what it looks like when you're able to do that.
Trevor, how much does that work the other way? How much does that work the other way? I think you had 15 in a row at one time completions with the spike in there, so it probably doesn't get counted as 15 in a row. But did you know that? Do you feel that? Even though you're coming in and out series of different drives?
Feel the next play you're talking about?
Just feel the momentum that you have.
100%. I mean, the momentum is so big in this game, and it's real. Like everyone can feel it that's in the stadium, and obviously had no momentum when they went up and scored a couple times, and we had to punt, had a turnover, whatever it was. And then when you flip that momentum and can keep it like we were able to do today, obviously that's huge. That plays a big part in this game. But just as far as managing your emotions when you're on the other side of that momentum, when they have it, how do you manage your emotions? How do you play each play as its own to kind of get out of that, whatever it is, whether it's a couple 3-and-outs, a couple bad plays, missed throws, whatever it is, it's just how do you manage the next play? And I think, like myself, I feel like I did that well today, but I feel like our whole offense and the whole unit did it well, so it was great.
Do you think the early runs helped you?
Like runs from myself, you're saying? I mean, that's just, each game's different. There's going to be times, there's going to be opportunities where I can use my legs, and today was one of those times, and just giving us some space. And there's a couple times where I dropped a bunch of guys out underneath and took some things away, and so just use my legs when I can. But I think, that's something I've talked about before. I like doing that. I like, being able to affect the game that way when it's necessary, when it's needed, and I think it helped us today.
Just one more, Trevor. Just wondering, was there some validation, too, after the fumble on the first pitch play, then getting stopped on the second pitch play, for Travis to score the go-ahead, what proved to be the go-ahead touchdown on another pitch play? Was there some validation for you guys on the pitch plays in particular, but also for Doug's play calling?
Yeah, it's just it's the same message that I just mentioned. Is it's all about us. You look at those plays, and everyone can say this on every play, each team, but it really is. We control what happens, and there's all these plays, whether it's a TFL, it's a fumble. I mean, we control that, and it's something where someone missed an assignment, didn't make the play, whatever. Not a great pitch to Hasty on the one. That's all stuff that we can control, and the same thing in the positive way when you kind of make the flip and you start playing really well, and it just shows the coaching staff how they trust us, and didn't let any of that affect the game. We just kept playing. I don't think we never shelled up and kind of got conservative and tried to get out. We just kept playing, and I think that was really cool to see, and I know the guys are fired up. So,
Thanks, y'all.
Awesome. Thank you all.
Thanks.
I'm going to go with Dewan Smoot here because we've been looking for the pass rush to step up. He got the only 2 sacks of the day, including just about a game-clinching one in that circumstance. How many times have we seen this year when the Jags have been in that circumstance where it's 3rd and 10, and he gets it off and it's complete for a first down? No, not today. Smooter came up with 2 plays. They were huge plays in the game, and like I said, that last one set up the play that never works, the multilateral stuff, which you love to see the other team go into. So I'm going to vote for Smoot. All right, I'm going to go next, and I'm going to make it interesting. I'm going to go with Travis Etienne. Okay. Again, 28 carries. It's a lot. 109 yards, 2 touchdowns, short yardage. They didn't mess around near the goal line this time. They overcame a holding call at one point to get in the end zone, in the red zone also. And Travis Etienne, I think, just continues to run hard, and they gave him the ball a lot today, a lot in the second half as well when this was a tight game still. And he might have to shoulder the load a lot of this season, just the way it feels right now. He went out of the game at one point, but then came back in and finished. So that's my vote today. Fred Taylor, break the deadlock. Who do you like?
Yeah, I got to. Mike stole my guy. After his second sack, I wrote him down here, player of the game, in my little notepad. But after doing some more digging, I like what Trevor did today. I like how he played, man. He came out there. He took a lot of nice hits in the pocket, still got the ball off, made some great throws. I don't have his stats right up in front of me.
Yeah, 25 at 31 for the day, 235 and a touchdown.
Right. So
and he ran the ball
10
6
for 15
times.
in the first half, and the second ago I called out his second half stats. So he found a way to finish strong today and help lead his team, made some really solid throws. So my vote goes to Trevor Lawrence.
And he also ran 6 times for 53 yards also.
That was a nice long run too.
Yeah.
Where he protected the ball. I liked his ball security on that 124
He's
yarder.
like he's doing running back drills or something.
He should
in practice.
They were letting it go a few weeks ago. They should be doing running back drills, all of them. Yeah, even the secondary. Those guys are loosey-goosey too. But, yeah, Trevor gets my vote.
I got to apologize.
Before I get sidetracked.
If I don't vote for Smoot, I think Fred votes for Smoot. And with the vote and a half, I think Dewan Smoot is your player of the game.
That's how it goes, because I was really going to vote
That is
for
how
Smoot.
it goes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Fred's not going to take my guy.
Hey, we were summoning people to take me to the airport. My name is on the building, so I deserve to have.
You know what? You can do whatever you like.
Thank you, Mike.
By vote, Trevor Lawrence is the Jaguars radio network.
But shouldn't it be that way though? The quarterback should get all the love, right?
Well, he is the quarterback.
He plays well.
He did play well.
If he plays well, that's
the
what I'm
second
saying.
half. Yes.
Sure. Foreshadowing.
I hope.
Got to get more of these quarterback in this situation to be the network player of the game.
Got to be the guy.
Got to be the guy.
And he is today, certainly in this program. And if you're looking for the MVP of the truck game, then look no further than Ford F-150, loaded with impressive capabilities and designed to dominate work, play, and everything in between. This truck makes tough look easy. Your local Ford dealer, proud partner of the Jaguars. We're back with the Baptist Health Injury Report. It's Jaguars Postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Are your heating and cooling costs extremely high? Do you want to extend the lifespan of your heating and cooling system investment? If so, Florida Home Air Conditioning is ready to help you save some money. Schedule your annual AC or heating system tune-up today with Florida Home Air Conditioning for only $59. Florida Home Air Conditioning, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 855-FLA-HOME.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
Veterans, you may have earned a variety of VA benefits. Did you know VA can help you further your education and pursue professional training? The Home Loan Guarantee Program can help you buy, repair, or adapt a home. VA provides housing support if you find yourself homeless or at risk of homelessness. And don't forget world-class health care. Learn more about these and other VA benefits. Visit choose.va.gov.
Committed to the team. Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. So our policies have no fine print and no military service restrictions. We don't work on commission. We're nonprofit, so we pass the savings along to our members. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, ensuring those who serve.
Hi, I'm Chef Justin Timnery, Florida's culinary ambassador. If you've enjoyed preparing fresh from Florida recipes, then you're going to love the Fresh from Florida Club. As a member, you'll be able to search and save delicious recipes, create custom menus, and ask me your cooking questions. Each month, you'll also get a list of what's in season, so you can make your family the freshest meals possible. It's free and easy to sign up. And best of all, you'll be supporting Florida's farmers, ranchers, and fishermen. Join the club at followfreshfromflorida.com today.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Restaurant Orsay is a bustling French-American bistro focusing on classic French techniques with their chefs incorporating a traditional Southern influence. Celebrate life's special moments or just relax and enjoy their daily happy hour, weekend brunch, and nightcap on Friday and Saturdays from 10 until midnight. Restaurant Orsay, located in historic Avondale, 3630 Park Street. Visit www.restaurantorsay.com.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC continues. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor. Jags 27, Raiders 20. Jaguars now 3-6. They snapped a 5-game losing skid. The Raiders are now 2-6 for the season. And time for the Baptist Health Injury Report. Baptist Health, changing healthcare for good. And there were a few names that popped up today. Evan Ingram limped off in the third quarter but came back into the ball game. It was officially ruled a back issue by the team, was questionable, but not long after that was back on the field. Travis Etienne was slow in getting up, kind of limped off in the third quarter late, about 4 minutes to go, but then he returned to action for the fourth and finished out a great day of work at the running back position. Rayshon Jenkins At about 10:30 to play in the fourth quarter, was being evaluated for a concussion. And overall, I think those are the only ones that truly popped up today. Jamal Agnew was back in the lineup today. That was good news. He had that 52-yard punt return. He'd missed the last couple of weeks with a knee issue. So that's good news heading to Arrowhead next week.
Oh, yeah. Jags have been very fortunate this season with the injuries. Most teams coming in at this point after, week 9? Yeah, you see all types of guys on the inactive list due to injuries or whatever it may be, but they've been really good.
I think Ben Barch is the only one done for the year, right?
Yeah.
Left guard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the important thing today was ETN able to come back in. I mean,
that was.
Look, we know the circumstance. Jermichael Hasty's not Travis Etienne, and obviously after that early fumble, or no matter whose fault that was on the pitch, only saw a couple more touches after that. So 28 carries for Travis Etienne. He handled that workload. I don't think they want to give him 51 in back-to-back games too often. That's my guess.
Right. There you have it, the Baptist Health Injury Report, and the Jaguars Game Day radio broadcast is brought to you via ViStar Credit Union. Do good, bank better. We're back with a preview of next week, the Jags and the Chiefs coming up. It's Jaguars Postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
At Farah & Farah, we represent people from all walks of life in matters involving personal injury cases. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter which neighborhood you call home, because everyone deserves justice, dignity, and respect. And remember, when it comes to compensation, you only get one shot. Make it count. Call Farah & Farah at 800-500-5555. Jacksonville.
Jaguars fans, huddle up for the best defense against expensive car repairs, CarShield. Score big with the nation's #1 automotive protection company, CarShield. They offer affordable plans that cover over 6,000 parts and systems in your car, truck, or SUV. Don't miss any Jaguars action this season with a car breakdown. Call the MVPs at CarShield for their best coverage ever. Call 800-471-1223. 800-471-1223. Go Jags!
Everyone circle up. I know it looks rough out there. Sure, we're down 24-6, but we came here to play differently. We need a game changer. Something like Ring Central, the business phone system that's more than a phone. I want you to communicate like you can talk to anyone, anywhere, all from the same app. Now get out there and play like you're using Ring Central.
Ring Central. Simpler communications.
Jaguars postgame is presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Fred Taylor. Jags 27, Raiders 20. The Jags are now 3-6. The Raiders are now 2-6. Next week, the Jaguars head to Arrowhead to face the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what that means. Patrick Mahomes and an outstanding offense and a lot of crowd noise. It's a 1 o'clock Eastern time kick in Kansas City. Fred, how you feeling?
Oh, man, it's probably going to be the toughest game for the team to date. All of the young players, they have not experienced anything like this. They'll be 2 weeks removed from their bye week, meaning the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, you know what he brings to the table. Their defense is getting better. It's going to be a tough one. No way about it. It's going to be a tough one. I've always enjoyed playing out there. It is everything they say it is in terms of how loud it is, and the fans are rowdy. And that was when they weren't even good.
Right.
They're Super Bowl contender each and every year, if not the Super Bowl champ. So certainly be a tough matchup for them.
Yeah, it's interesting because the Bills lose to the Jets today, right? Reminding you once again, this is the NFL. Yeah. Anybody could beat anyone else, right, if they put that game plan together. But at the same time, what that game does for Kansas City is they go, oh, that number 1 seed's back in play all of a sudden, right? They still have the loss head-to-head with Buffalo, but Buffalo now at 6-2 if Kansas City beats Tennessee tonight. Jags pick up a game on every team in the division. Thank you very much. Much needed. And B, they'll be sitting there at 6-2 going, you know what? If we win out, we'll take our chances that the Bills will drop one. So that you're going to get their A effort for sure next week. But bring it on, man. It's big boy football. It's the NFL.
That's what it is. By the way, before we get out of here, the 50-50 raffle for the Jaguars Foundation, the winner is in, and the winning ticket today is 315-534-1055. The entire pool was $39,447, so half of that goes to the winner, $19,723. You can register each week on Jaguars5050.com. You can buy tickets there starting Thursday anywhere in the state of Florida or here at the stadium throughout game day.
So you could have basically 20,000. What if I offered you $20,000 Powerball tickets, which are $2 a piece?
Oh, wow.
$40,000 worth of Powerball tickets for a shot at the $1.9 billion, which you probably won't win anyway, even if you have 400,000 of them. I don't know.
Wow. It only takes $2.
That's all it takes, Fred.
Yeah,
$2 and a dream.
True. All right. Well, there you have it. Jaguars and Chiefs. Fred, have a great week. Jags win finally.
Jags win finally. I think it was because they asked me to speak over the intercom in the airport when I was boarding my flight. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
She was like, "You have an amazing, sexy voice. Could you speak on the intercom?"
Wow.
And they said, boarding group 2, and that's what I said.
I would have said your flight is delayed. You had a great chance in that being the truth. So that's what I would have gone with.
I don't know.
That's all you said? Boarding group 2?
Yeah, and everybody fainted.
Did they really?
Yeah.
And you got to the front of the line somehow.
Yeah, my voice is sexy like that.
Fred, we'll see you.
Oh, Fortunato's on the floor now. Look at him.
He's still. It still works.
See?
That's
what
Fred.
I'm talking about.
That's Fred Taylor, the Sultry Tones, Mike Dempsey. I'm JP Shadrick. Thank you for listening. Our scoreboard show in Jacksonville is next on 1010XL. Jaguars win it 27-20 over the Raiders on the Jaguars Radio Network.
The Jaguars are future focused. Welcome to the Jaguars Scoreboard Show. This is your chance, Jaguars fans, to sound off about today's game. The Jaguars Scoreboard Show is brought to you by Farah and Farah, Baptist Health, and by TIAA Bank. Now, waiting to hear from you. Here are Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks, and JP Shadrick.
Scoreboard. Jags win it 27-20 over the Raiders. This is the Scoreboard Show. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks coming up. Your calls, 355-NFL-1, the number 355-6351. The Jaguars were down 17-0, and then they weren't. They rallied to win. The defense shut them out in the second half, and the offense did just enough today. They got it done on some big drives. Trevor Lawrence, great in the second half. Travis Etienne ran the ball 28 times in the game. Jaguars win it and snap the 5-game skid, Mike. Here we are.
This was needed, not only the win, but just the way they came back down 17. This was needed to keep this fan base engaged. I really believe. I mean, there's a lot of chatter out there. Jag fans like, it's 5 in a row. We got the Raiders. We got the Chiefs next week. We got the and it's like, and I get it. I understand why, but then you find yourself down 17-0. You're like, really? This is the effort we're given? And instead, they rallied, like you said, JP. They put some points on the board to end the half. They came out in the second half, got the big kickoff return, and capitalized on it. And then punt, downs, turnover. Those were the 5 Raider offensive possessions. So the defense really showed up, Bucky, in the second half.
Yeah, defense really showed up. Look, I give them a ton of credit because when you're down on the sideline, there's no energy the first half. Like, they are completely out of it. Like, they're trying to figure out what's going on. The early turnover really kind of took some of the confidence away from the offense. But to their credit, they rallied. And I think the big thing was getting the field goal before halftime, listening to them at halftime talk about, look, we just need to score on offense and then the defense to get a stop. And you don't have to get a million stops. Just get one stop, and we feel like we can do it. And so they started feeding off of that. And I think the way that they closed out the game, it didn't look perfect. It wasn't ideal, but they were able to get it. And I think that's a major win for them. Big kudos for them.
Huge win. 355-NFL-1, the number, 355-6351. We'll come back with your phone calls, and we should have some happy ones.
Look forward to it, yeah.
Absolutely. Jags win it, snap a 5-game skid. 27-20 the final. Jags over the Raiders. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Committed to the team. Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. So our policies have no fine print and no military service restrictions. We don't work on commission. We're nonprofit, so we pass the savings along to our members. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
Hey, Jaguars fans, are you tired of being late to the game because you're stuck in traffic or circling the lot looking for a place to park? Well, join the thousands of other Jags fans who already know the smartest way to get to TIAA Bank Field is on the JTA Game Day Express. Shuttles run from 4 convenient locations around Jacksonville, including the Kings Avenue parking garage on the South Bank. Tickets start at just $10 and are available exclusively on the Token Transit mobile app. The JTA Game Day Express. It's like winning before the game even starts.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
Touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Join the Jaguars in D.C., Los Angeles. Watch them win in Philly, Indy, Detroit, Nashville, New York, and Houston. When you fly nonstop from Jax, on airport parking will punt the stress from your travel itinerary. Garage facilities offer defensive coverage from the weather and are a 50-yard dash from the terminal. Economy parking is just $6 a day. To learn more about nonstop flights and on-airport parking, visit flyjax.com.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back. Scoreboard Show 27-20. Jaguars over the Raiders. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and one more segment with Bucky Brooks. We'll get to your calls coming up at 355-NFL-1, 355-6351 in just a little bit. Well, the Jags get it done. 17-0.
Mm-hmm.
They could have folded up to 10.
Right where we wanted them.
Right. Is that how it works?
Yeah, 17-0. Yeah. Rally caps, all that, rally monkeys, everything.
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no. Well, they did it. They figured out a way. And that obviously that big drive, 10 plays, 75 yards after going down 17-0. They answered right back and made it 17-7. Okay, there's a little pulse here at least.
Yeah, that was huge. It was huge because early they kind of gave away a drive when they were moving the ball down the field, tried to do a little quick toss to Jermichael Hasty. It was a misconnect, have the fumble. You try and bounce back from that. But that drive, you saw Trevor move the ball a little bit. You saw Travis Etienne do what he has shown that he's capable of being able to do in terms of making plays and acting as the workhorse running back. And then they were able to punch that in and then come back and get the field goal later at the half. That was critical because then they had a double score opportunity, which they cashed in on at the beginning of the second half. And you look up and they're right back in the game.
Yeah, Devontae Adams killed him in the first half, as Devontae Adams will do.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see adjustments that were made in the second half, Bucky? I know it looked like he might have had a drop or two. Carr was off target on a couple as well, and I thought they did play good defense on some of his targets in the second half.
So what was funny in talking to the guys, my initial observation early in the game, they were playing more zone. And it took a while for the guys to understand how to take angles in zone to make tackles, because a lot of those early plays, Devontae Adams would catch a 5-yard play and he'd break a tackle and get 15 yards or those things. And they settled in to that because this has been a team that primarily had played more man-to-man because of their personnel. They played more zone. They were able to rally and tackle, force checkdowns, and do those things. And they just played the zone better in the second half. And talking to Foyer afterwards, he said that they were bracketing 17, and then they were daring them to throw elsewhere with a little matchup zone elsewhere. And once they got tighter coverage on that, they were able to have success. Pretty impressive.
It is, and it worked out. Absolutely. Jaguars win at 27-20. On the offensive side, Bucky, Trevor in the second half, very efficient. And then Etienne still running hard. He finished with 28 total carries, but a lot of that work was in the second half of this game when the game was up for grabs still. They handed the ball to Etienne a good bit today, and I think I'm sure we talked about it this week and pregame that, hey, this might be the guy that has to shoulder the load on offense a lot, is on the ground, and then Trevor
who we got?
Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne. Yeah. Lawrence playing off the run game a little bit more.
Much better. Yeah, much better. I think what you do is you come to the realization that maybe your best offensive player is the running back. And so you run the game plan through him, and Trevor's more of the complement as opposed to the main driving force of the offense. And we saw that when Etienne is running, he's getting the ball, he's hitting it up in there. And I think he's probably a little more impressive as a workhorse than anybody could envision, because you're used to seeing Fred. Like, Fred has a thickness to him where you say, oh, I can see him being the feature back. MJD had a little thickness about him. Travis is not necessarily built like that, but he's shouldering the load. And so as long as he is being able to have that kind of success and he's able to handle the heavy workload, you ride him, and then you allow Trevor to kind of complement what he's doing. I will say this, though. Trevor this week, compared to some other weeks, he connected on the big-time throws. In the second half, when you're kind of biting your nails, it's 3rd and 5, and he's trying to find Christian Kirk on the out, he delivered dimes. And so don't know what the difference was, maybe because he didn't have to do all of the work early. He was able to make the throws that you're like, oh, okay, that's the Trevor that everyone talks about. That's the one that you want to see. That's the one that the callers won't call in and try and get C.J. Beathard to replace him.
At least they still might. So. No sacks today for the Raiders. They hit Trevor Lawrence 4 times. Now, Jawan Taylor had a couple of bad plays, one where he just completely didn't even block Max Crosby on a 3rd down pitch. Like, what are we doing? And then he held him on another one when the Jags looked like they were getting a little something going. But outside of those, I thought, overall, they didn't dominate in the run game at 3.9 a carry, but if you're not getting your quarterback sacked, that's a pretty good day at the office.
Yeah, steady drip. And sometimes with the running game, what matters more than the yards are the carries. Because what the carries do, they make the defense have to account for the running game. You have to respect it. You have to keep defenders in the box. You have to pay attention to where number 1 is at all times. And that opens up the field in play action and some of the other things that they were doing in the passing game. And, they lost Evan Ingram for a little stretch, and he was beginning to kind of make his mark a little bit. But as long as they're able to run the football, and it's so funny because Doug Peterson is not a ground and pound guy, but for all of us around here, we know that the Jaguars have always been most successful when the offense was run through the running game. So we got a chance to see that, and I think maybe Coach Peterson is warming to the idea that he may have to run his offense a little differently to get wins.
Good live scouting opportunity tonight on Sunday Night Football. The Titans and the Chiefs. Of course, the Jaguars have the Chiefs this week, coming up next week at Arrowhead. and twice we'll have the Titans before the end of the season. So a lot to look for tonight, but certainly with the Chiefs, the next opponent on the schedule, how do the Jaguars approach this week against Kansas City?
Well, I think everyone has to understand that Kansas City is not the boogeyman that they once were when it comes to like having Tyreek Hill and some of the explosive options. Quarterback is still the dude, and the quarterback is a challenge to defend, but they don't have the pieces. So they're a little more connect the dots, matriculate the ball down the field as opposed to the explosive big plays. And as long as you can figure out and have a nice plan to play Patrick Mahomes, which probably means not as many blitzes, kind of bend but don't break, focus on trying to make them bog down the red zone, you have a chance. But if you're going to go out there and try and heat them up, they still have enough firepower to give you problems.
Yes, they do. We'll find them. We can do a little scouting, like you said, tonight. They get Kadarius Toney in the mix for the first time. And Juju Smith-Schuster is coming off back-to-back 100-plus yard days for the Chiefs, so he's heating up as well. But nobody said it's supposed to be easy, right? I mean, the so-called easy part of the schedule's gone. So,
I mean, look, the Jaguars like to do it the hard way.
That's what Doug said.
We gave away some of those winnable games or some of the games that on your refrigerator you probably had checked a little, probably put in pencil a little dub. So now you got to get them back against some tougher teams.
Doug Peterson said it with you best. Are we there? No, but it's a step in the right direction, which is a good thing for this Jags team. Bucky, safe travels to you.
I appreciate it, man. It's always fun. I hate I'm going to miss the call.
You can listen on the way to the airport.
I'm going to listen, but maybe I'll call in.
Maybe you'll call. See?
We should keep you on the hotline just in case we get certain guys checking in with us today.
That's Bucky Brooks. We're back with your calls. 355-NFL-1, the number 355-6351. Jags win it 27-20 over the Raiders. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Brooks Rehabilitation has more than 50 years of experience serving the North Florida community with cutting-edge rehabilitation care, ranging from joint replacements, sports injuries, and balance issues to traumatic brain injuries, spinal cord injuries, and strokes. Their highly trained clinical teams span across their system of care to include inpatient, outpatient, skilled nursing, assisted living and memory care, home health, and adaptive community programs. Learn more at brooksrehab.org. Brooks is proud to be the rehabilitation provider for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
If the last couple years have taught us anything, it's to show the ones we love how much we care. That's why Pet Paradise calls you by name from the moment you arrive. Why our pack leaders know each and every friend you like to play with out on the turf. And that you like some snuggles before you fall asleep. The more we see and get to know you, the more you'll see how much you mean to us. Pet Paradise. It's a new day in pet care.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates frequent shopper clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the My Gate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
Decisions are a part of our everyday life. Whether you're building a football team or building your education, your success is built on the decisions you make. So choosing J-Tech as your career training destination should be a no-brainer. With small class sizes, dedicated instructors, job placement assistance, and financial aid available for those who qualify, J-Tech is praised as a good choice by our graduates. Learn how you can build your career the right way by visiting jtech.org for more information.
Hi, I'm Chef Justin Timnary, Florida's culinary ambassador. If you've enjoyed preparing fresh from Florida recipes, then you're going to love the Fresh from Florida Club. As a member, you'll be able to search and save delicious recipes, create custom menus, and ask me your cooking questions. Each month, you'll also get a list of what's in season, so you can make your family the freshest meals possible. It's free and easy to sign up. And best of all, you'll be supporting Florida's farmers, ranchers, and fishermen. Join the club at followfreshfromflorida.com today.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back. Scoreboard Show continues. 355 NFL 1, the number 355-6351. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks out of here. Let's get to the phone line.
Let's do it. I'm excited to see what they've got on their mind. We'll start with Leo on the south side, first up on the Scoreboard Show. Hi, Leo.
Hey, good evening, all. Thank you for taking my call. I'm so excited. My football team did excellent today. They got a great win. Trevor Lawrence should have silenced some of the critics. Played great today. I thought he tried to give it away with that fumble, but bounced back down 17. And brought us back, brought this team back. And Mike Dempsey, hey, remember I called you Friday? I called your show on Friday, and I just told you, I said the defense would respond when Trevor started playing better, more consistently. Y'all kind of argued with me when I hung up. I get what you're saying, but listen, the offense, it's about this offense. And when they pounced on the Raiders today in the second half, you saw the defense. And I wanted to give a game ball. Y'all give game balls out. When Andrew Wingard, a.k.a. Kid-Rock, came into this game, he gave the defense a spark. He was putting that pressure on Derek Carr, and Derek Carr looked afraid with that eye makeup on. Andrew Wingard, I'm sorry, he to me gave the defense a lift. I'm glad he's still with his football team. When y'all watch the tape, he did great today. I'm so excited for his team, and I'm glad they bounced back, showed what they can do. And one last thing I just wanted to say, a 3 or 4 point lead is never safe in this league. And so that's why it was important for the offense to keep jumping on the Raiders. That's what my point is about the offense. Keep pouncing on the other team, and your defense will respond like they did today. And I'm really excited for them, y'all. Thanks. I appreciate y'all taking my call.
All right, Leo, thank you.
Andrew Wingard, a.k.a. Kid Rock, got a game ball. Good.
He does have an infectious energy to him. He had 2 tackles and an assist on the day, but you notice him when he's out there. He's a fiery guy. The point Leo made, he calls up on Friday, and granted, this is a different program, but he says, look, if Trevor would put him on the board in the fourth quarter, words to that effect, the defense would step up. So then we pointed out, well, what about this game when he did it? And what about this game when he did it? Right? And
every week.
So, don't tell, because he did it now, this proves your point. The defense played great the entire second half. It wasn't like, wow, Trevor did something in the fourth quarter. You know what they did in the fourth quarter? He handed it to Travis Etienne 1 play into the fourth quarter. That was their fourth quarter scoring drive until they tacked on the field goal at the end. So, look, I'm happy the defense stepped up. But they've been in position to seal games multiple times this year, and they haven't done it. I hope they do more of it going forward. Leo, thank you for the call. Let's go to Bird in Gainesville next here on the Scoreboard Show. Hi, Bird.
Hello.
What's up?
Yeah, I wanted to just make observations about Coach.
Yeah, you're on the air. Yeah, you're on the air, man. What's up?
Okay, listen, I've been a season ticket holder for 17 years, and most of my comments are mostly reflective of last week. But I think Doug Peterson staff is the best play calling the Jaguars has had since I've been a season ticket holder. And I know there was a lot of second guessing about him going for it on 4th and 1 and not taking the points. And I think today was a good, vindication of that, because all of y'all assume that kicking the field goal is guaranteed points, and it's not. And that was proven today. And I was really hoping he would have went for it on that 4th and 1, because it would have been at the game a lot sooner. I'll take your comments up there.
Thanks for the call. Yeah, we were talking about that, obviously, when the situation came up, how eerily similar it was to the Giants game and the decision process then. And
look, nobody's under the illusion that you make every field goal. But I also don't think because they missed the field goal today that proves you should not kick field goals.
Right.
That's crazy. I'm sorry. This doesn't make logical sense. It worked out today. They won the game. That's all that matters. Was it the wrong decision to kick the field goal? No. Make the field goal. It's a 41-yard field goal. You should make a 41-yard field goal in the National Football League.
Right.
So
his 2 misses this year, by the way, have both hit uprights, of all things.
regardless, I mean, he made the one that mattered. Like, I think the one that was more debatable was the last one. It was longer, and, you know, you could arguably go for it and end the game. You could pooch punt it, and they decided to go for an even longer field goal after he missed that, and he made that. So what does that mean? That you should kick the I'm confused. But no, look, in terms of the play calling, I think this has been happening all year. They've done a really good job for the most part. For the most part. Look, we can all argue with some of the first and goal plays and that 4th and 1. There have been instances, but as a collective, in terms of getting wide receivers open, the staff, I think, is doing a pretty solid job of it, right? Like, I mean, for years, JP, we have sat here and done pre- and post-game shows. We're like, why can't we get guys open like that? Every catch is contested. Every catch has a man draped on the receiver's back. And I think that what you're seeing now is they are more creative, and you do see these guys running open on the underneath routes, and Trevor Lawrence is getting easier throws than a lot of Jaguar quarterbacks in the past, and now he's got to continue to hit them at a high level. He did that today, 25 out of 31. So I do think it's a good play-calling staff, and I do think if you read between the lines of some of the comments of Doug Peterson and Press Taylor at various press conferences this year, they talk about, look, we're getting the plays, we're getting the looks we want, we got to execute. And that's without saying, hey, players, make the play. That's what they're saying, right? Like, and we could point out a bunch of examples where the play design worked beautifully and somebody failed to execute the play properly. So, hey, it worked today. They made more plays than the other team, and they won a football game.
Yes, they did.
We're happy about that.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it's not going to be perfect, but I'll take 27-20 in our favor.
What'd you say pregame? You'll take an ugly win?
I'll take I will give me a win where they play terribly over another one of these. We played great, but we just couldn't close it out. I don't want any more of those. I'm done with those. I mean, it'd be great if we could play great and win. We've done that a couple of times.
Just win,
this
baby.
year. And they played great in the second half today. I'll say that. They did play 17-0 in the second half.
Since we're playing the Raiders, a great Al Davis, just win, baby.
Yes, and I'd like to say, I'm sure the Raider fans travel. I saw some coming in the stadium today. Thank you for the donation to the Shad Khan coffers. And
do you have to check in?
We'll see you next time.
Check in the spiked shoulder pads, or
I don't know.
You carry those on?
But I do believe now that discounting preseason. I guess they own Canton, Ohio, but we own Oakland and Jacksonville. We'll come from Vegas sooner or later. Don't worry, we'll get that too. It's all good.
It's on the list.
Win one game, and I'm unstoppable.
355, yeah, you're on a roll. 355 NFL1, the number 355-6351. More of your calls when we return. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Travel Camp RV, official RV dealer of the Jacksonville Jaguars, invites you to come shop their huge selection of inventory for your dream RV. With locations across the Southeast, you're sure to find them close by. Get value pricing on the top RV brands in the country, paired with the guaranteed best financing options available. You can also shop their inventory at travelcamp.com. Travel Camp RV has helped more families make more great memories in an RV since 1982. They're excited to add you to the Travel Camp RV family today.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too. Former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Join the Jaguars in D.C., Los Angeles. Watch them win in Philly, Indy, Detroit, Nashville, New York, and Houston. When you fly nonstop from Jax, on-airport parking will punt the stress from your travel itinerary. Garage facilities offer defensive coverage from the weather and are a 50-yard dash from the terminal. Economy parking is just $6 a day. To learn more about nonstop flights and on-airport parking, visit flyjax.com.
Hey, Jaguars fans, are you tired of being late to the game because you're stuck in traffic or circling the lot looking for a place to park? Well, join the thousands of other Jags fans who already know the smartest way to get to TIAA Bank Field is on the JTA Game Day Express. Shuttles run from 4 convenient locations around Jacksonville, including the Kings Avenue parking garage on the South Bank. Tickets start at just $10 and are available exclusively on the Token Transit mobile app. The JTA Game Day Express. It's like winning before the game even starts.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back. 355 NFL 1, the number 355-6351. The Scoreboard Show continues. JP Shadrick with Mike Dempsey. Jaguars 27, Raiders 20. Jags snap a 5-game losing skid, improved to 3-6 in the season. The Raiders are now 2-6. The Jaguars are on to Kansas City next week to face the Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium.
Back to the lines we go.
It's called
JP.
something different now, though. Is it GHA Field at Arrowhead or something?
Still Arrowhead.
I'll have to research that this week before the game.
That's one of those, like, people called this the Gator Bowl for a long time. Some did anyway. But, I'll probably call it Arrowhead.
I think I might as well.
You know what? I may call it the Jags' second home if they pull up the
Let's
upset.
get to the phone
Come
calls.
on, JP.
Yeah.
I'm basking in it right now. Let's get our man Sakib on the south side checking in. Sakib, you got to be happy today.
How are you guys?
We're well. How
Great,
are you?
Great, man. What's up?
You know, Florida State wins last night, blowout city, like we always predicted it, right, against Miami. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, never a doubt, win today. Like, even your boy Sakib left early. There was never a doubt today to win the game. And my daughter calls me and she says, Dad, you might want to look at the score and turn around and go back to the stadium. And I looked at it and I was like, I'm about to go back, but I can't get in. Obviously, I already got out. But I'm just glad that they won, man, because that didn't look really good like it will always. But I'm just happy that we finally won and gave me a happy week for just the first time in a million years. And just hopefully we can figure out this week against Kansas City. Thank you, guys. I love you, boys.
Hey,
all right,
Sakib, when? Oh, he's gone. I was going to ask him when he left.
He's king of the drive-bys.
Yeah,
I don't know. You know, what he could have done, had he known, you know, Freddie T was waiting on an Uber. and I told Fred, like, I can go on the mic right now. I'll get you 20 cars lined up to take you to the airport if you'd like. And I said, Fred will sit in your front seat. He will not look at you. He will not speak to you, but you will get to say I drove Fred to the airport. 20 cars minimum. That could have been Sakib right there coming back.
Too little, too late, I guess.
My wife hates leaving a sporting event early. I don't care what the score is. My wife will never leave sporting event. Never. Drives her crazy. She's like, we're going to miss history. I always think it's going to be a big comeback.
You never know, right?
You never know. Sometimes you know, but not today.
A lot of times we know. So there you go.
All right, Sakib. We're happy that you're happy, no matter what your day was like. Let's go to Ian in Birmingham, Alabama. Next on the Scoreboard Show. Hi, Ian.
Hello?
Ian,
Hello, you're on the air.
You're on the air, man. What's up?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. What's up?
Oh, man, doesn't it feel good to win?
That's what I've been waiting for.
Oh, my gosh. Right? All the little mistakes that we make in the game, we don't see them when we win. It's crazy. I love it. I love it. But on a serious note, Trevor played well. ETN looks like Freddie T reincarnated. Oh, my gosh, that man's a beast. I see the picture coming through, and I got to give a shout-out to Tyson Campbell. He got smoked in the first half. Second half, he came and dealt business. That man did what had to be done. I'll see your comments off the air.
All right, appreciate it.
Wow, how about that? I mean, that is right. There was that throw. I don't know if Tyson could cover anybody any better than he did on that touchdown pass to Davante Adams.
I mean, it was like he was like in a backpack on Davante's back.
He was all
right? He was riding him right there, and it just. But again, got to get that head turned.
But I credit Davante Adams as well. He didn't reach for it early. He waited. Boom, hands are there when the ball's right on him. So he didn't give it away. That the ball's coming.
But
that
that's
helped.
Davante. He's not going to do that.
Veteran receiver.
But
right.
if you want to be an elite corner, you got to be able to match that, right, and sense that a little bit. And look, in the end, I think the point Ian makes, it's not so much that we don't notice the mistakes. They're okay. You know what? There's mistakes in every game. We're going to watch Kansas City tonight. We hope they beat up on the Titans. I bet they make some mistakes along the way, and it's just that they make enough plays to overcome that. And if the Jags were doing that, nobody expects them to play perfect football. And I certainly don't. But if you win football games, you can forgive a lot along the way. And we got a dub today, JP. So enough of this Kansas City talk, by the way. Can we not, 24-hour rule is usually to put a loss behind us. Can we not bask in it?
Well, I'm just trying to preview next week's show.
Let's bask, though. Let's bask a little.
Basking. Okay.
Let's bask at least through the commercial break. We can come back and preview.
We've got 10 more minutes of basking ahead.
All right.
On the scoreboard show.
I'm basking for 2 more hours tomorrow. I'm telling you right now.
We'll bask for 2 hours in the afternoon.
There you go.
So that's 4 total basking hours tomorrow
basking.
Between these two hosts here. We're back in a moment. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Brooks Rehabilitation is hiring nurses who want to be empowered as advocates, educators, care coordinators, and leaders in exceptional patient care. They have open RN, LPN, HHA, and CNA positions across their inpatient, skilled nursing, and home health care settings. Join their nationally recognized team, where you'll serve as a central team member doing what you do best, providing exceptional patient care. Apply at careers.brooksrehab.org.
Committed to the team. Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. So our policies have no fine print and no military service restrictions. We don't work on commission. We're nonprofit, so we pass the savings along to our members. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, ensuring those who serve.
Hi, I'm Chef Justin Timnery, Florida's culinary ambassador. If you've enjoyed preparing fresh from Florida recipes, then you're going to love the Fresh from Florida Club. As a member, you'll be able to search and save delicious recipes, create custom menus, and ask me your cooking questions. Each month, you'll also get a list of what's in season, so you can make your family the freshest meals possible. It's free and easy to sign up. And best of all, you'll be supporting Florida's farmers, ranchers, and fishermen. Join the club at followfreshfromflorida.com today.
Restaurant Orsay is a bustling French-American bistro focusing on classic French techniques with their chefs incorporating a traditional Southern influence. Celebrate life's special moments or just relax and enjoy their daily happy hour, weekend brunch, and nightcap on Friday and Saturdays from 10 until midnight. Restaurant Orsay, located in historic Avondale, 3630 Park Street. Visit www.restaurantorsay.com.
Decisions are a part of our everyday life. Whether you're building a football team or building your education, your success is built on the decisions you make. So choosing J-Tech as your career training destination should be a no-brainer. With small class sizes, dedicated instructors, job placement assistance, and financial aid available for those who qualify, J-Tech is praised as a good choice by our graduates. Learn how you can build your career the right way by visiting jtech.org for more information.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back. Final few minutes of the Scoreboard Show. JP Shadrick with Mike Dempsey. Jaguars win at 27-20 over the Raiders. They improved to 3-6. And we're basking in the glow of a victory.
For sure.
We are basking, and we are going back to the phone line.
We are. I think final call of the afternoon for us here will be Zach on the north side. Zach, what do you got?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I just want to say I listen to y'all every Sunday. I try to. And y'all got a lot of glass half-empty callers. If you kick it and don't make it, they're mad. If you run it and don't get it, you should have kicked it. Can we just be happy and excited that we won a game? It's been 5 weeks.
It's a good point.
Can't speak for everybody, but I'm happy. So, yeah.
Right. I'm with you, though.
Yeah. No, you're right. Look,
go
ahead.
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just going to say Smoot should get the game ball.
I'm with you. And I think Freddie T was too. Like, there's no rule that says Fred can't vote for the same guy I voted for. He wanted to vote for Smoot. He was right.
2 sacks. I mean, it's hard to argue with that.
That was a great day, right?
For a team that has struggled
now,
in that
what does he have,
department.
5 or no?
He leads the team now. So
is it 5 or 6 for him?
I think it's 6. 5.
It's 5, right? I think he was tied coming in with Josh Allen with 3.
Yeah.
And so he's there at 5. I mean, on pace for almost 10 this year. Getting the job done, and he gets so many fewer reps than those guys. Now, the reps he gets are almost all pass rush reps, so there is that. But nevertheless,
yeah,
nice job.
3 coming in, 2 today. 5 is the math.
Look, it'd be one thing if the Jags right now were 7-2, right? And we wouldn't have so much of that. It'd be like, all right, I would have done this, I would have done that. But when you're losing every close game, and it's heartbreak city week after week after week, people are emotionally invested in it. You know, they want the outcome to be, and they have an opinion. Everyone's got their own opinion, but I'm with, like making the field goal, missing the field goal doesn't, in the end, if you win, I guess all the decisions were right decisions is one way to look at it. But, I'm with Zach. Let's be happy, man. No matter what, let's just enjoy this. I don't want to hear any, but they got to go to Kansas City next week. How are they going to be? Who cares? That's 7 days away. I'm not going to worry about that till at least Tuesday.
That's
for
the
me.
Best call we've had in a long time.
It is the best call.
It's a good reminder.
I want a few people out there. And Ian
Everybody's
was
angry about.
Ian was fired up. I mean, people.
Everybody's angry about everything.
I get it. Look, man, they're 3-6, and you're sitting there going, yeah, but they could be. And you're right, they could be, but they're not.
They're not.
So for today, all they could do was win one game, and they got it.
What's the best part of this win today? What are you most relieved about? There were so many questions
Trevor
in different
Lawrence
parts of this
probably,
team.
what was he, 15 out of 16, 14 out of 15 in the second half?
Very efficient.
Just, more that than anything. I mean, we've seen Travis Etienne play really well the last few weeks, and today it was a great workload, but 3.9 yards carry, a far cry from what he's been doing for the last month, basically. And and I'll say the other thing is the defense in the second half, right? Punt.
Great.
Turnover on downs, and then the officially a fumble recovery, but that would have been, run out of time. It would have been a lot. It was ending on that play pretty much for the Raiders one way or the other, and they got the designation of a fumble recovery. And, so I would say a second half defense and Trevor Lawrence coming through.
Yeah.
Adding, a little bit more to the resume.
I'll add to that defense a little bit. I mean, they were giving it up in the first half. I mean,
Big
Adams
time.
was all over him. Carr's throwing it around. It's looking ugly. It's 17-zip. It's not going well at all, but they made an adjustment. And I don't know how many times we've been able to say that a lot this year, and something that worked in the second half and really turned it on and just powered through. And in those key moments late when they had to have it, they got the sack. They got the big play. They got the deflection, the takeaway, whatever it was. They got that done on defense, and they were under the microscope the last couple of weeks because they have not been able to do that. They had blown fourth-quarter leads. Well, they didn't do that today. They finished the job against an offense that ripped them apart in the first half. They forgot about it, moved on, and found a way to win the game. I love it.
Yeah, it paid off. The hard work paid off, as you heard Foye Oluokun talk about, just focus on the process of what you need to do. And
he didn't even know. He said he claims he didn't know it was 17-0.
I thought that was legit, though. I thought it was a legitimate. He goes, "Oh, we're down 17." Like I don't think that processed. And maybe it's a good thing it didn't. I mean, you look at it and you're like 17-0. You've lost 5 in a row, JP. This one had the feel in the second quarter. If they don't respond right then and get those points on the board, that, all right, we've kept it close. We've been fighting. We haven't broken through. And then finally, this is going to be the one where somebody rolls us. And that's the way it looked. And then they scored. That field goal late was important. And to just get that opening kickoff, that spark from Agnew, but to pay it off with a 45-yard touchdown drive and still trailing at that point. But, I mean, this is one that could have been 38-10 very easily in favor of the Raiders. It had that feel for a little bit, but the Jags did not allow that to happen.
Jaguars today, tomorrow, 10 to 12.
10 to noon with me. And possibly some others.
Oh, we'll see.
My co-hosts are feeling a little under the weather right now, so we'll see who shows up. But I invite all Jaguar fandom to show up tomorrow and give some calls at 641-1010, and let's celebrate Victory Monday. We haven't had one in a month and a half.
Ashlyn Sullivan will host Jags Drive Time in the morning on Jaguars.com and Jags social media, and then from 4 to 6 in the afternoon, Jaguars Happy Hour, Prisco and Baselli. They'll have plenty to say about this Jaguars win over the Las Vegas Raiders. Thanks to our entire crew, our whole video department, David Cho, Brent Reber on the video, Joe Fortunato. Linda Fortunato is the MVP. She should be the Jaguars Radio Network Player of the Game today, carrying the load. Pre-game, regular game, post-game, all the above, halftime. The phone calls, of course, as always, so thanks to Linda. Well done today. Long day at the office. That'll do it for us. Our thanks to Mike Dempsey. I'm JP Shadrick. Jaguars win it over the Las Vegas Raiders. Final score 27-20. The Jaguars are 3-6. Bask in the glow, but then it's on to Arrowhead next week. In Week 10, the Jaguars will face the Chiefs. We'll catch you next time. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.